Let's talk mediation. Good day. Leon Forsman, the CEO of New Dawn Mediation Services here in Pietermaritzburg, KwaZulu-Natal. Mediation is an alternative dispute resolution method. It's an alternative to litigation. Litigation we know very well. That's where stuff is taken to court and the different parties have their own lawyers and they bring their best efforts to court so that the magistrate or the judge can make a ruling in either party's case. The problem with litigation is that there is winners and there are losers. Where in alternative dispute resolution, namely mediation, the parties get together around the table and they negotiate their best possible outcome to their dispute. What is nice about mediation is that the parties are in control of their own destiny. That there are no winners and losers, but a win-win for both parties. Especially if both parties can compromise in such a way that they still feel that they have achieved their goals through the mediation. If mediation does fail, which it rarely does, you are still able to take a matter to court and to litigate it. But most of the time, mediation sorts out the dispute. There are quite a few key differences between litigation and mediation. I would like to highlight some of them for you. The one thing that's a problem with litigation is that it is very expensive. And it puts justice out of reach of many people in our country, which is really sad that happens. Secondly, it can be a very long process to get to some kind of resolution of the dispute. Years in some cases. And then it all happens in open court. Nothing is confidential that is done within the courts. Where mediation is a much quicker process. And because it is quicker and comes to resolution quicker, it is a much cheaper way of dealing with disputes. The part I love the most is that it is confidential. Whatever the parties agree to is bound to stay between the four walls where it was negotiated. How does mediation work then? What is the process that I need to follow? First of all, both parties need to agree that they're not going to litigate, that they're going to try to amicably arrive at a settlement between them through mediation. Then they choose a mediator that they both feel comfortable with, and then the process of mediation starts. And the parties get together with the mediator and he guides them through the process of reaching their best possible outcome to their dispute, which is amicable for both parties. Then, after the mediation has concluded, the mediator will draw up a memorandum of understanding, or in the case of a divorce, a settlement agreement and a parenting plan where there are minor children involved. That then is taken to court, and the court rubber stamps it in a certain sense, and the case is done. one can do a divorce in around about 4 to 6 weeks, if you're lucky, which is much quicker than any litigation will take to complete. What can be mediated? Anything. Any dispute has the possibility of being able to be mediated. I have dealt with commercial stuff. My speciality is family and divorce, but I've done sectional title, I've done medical negligence, I have done many other forms of dispute resolution in the years that I have been practicing as a mediator. One must make sure about the mediator as well. Make sure that your mediator is accredited with SAM or with ADR Register Global, and that you do have a recourse if the mediator makes a bungle up of your mediation. And there can then be a disciplinary recourse for you as a party against the mediator and what he ever did wrong. Most of us are professionals. Most of us have the client's best interests at heart. We would like to get a matter done and dusted as quickly as possible. In the South African context, there has been a rule in the High Court a few years back which compels litigants to first try mediation. And if they don't try mediation first, they can get a cost. They will be held liable for the costs of that case and the other party's costs. Now it is also being done in the lower courts, in the magistrate and regional courts. You are also compelled to first try mediation. And the Children's Act makes it very clear that where minor children are involved, the parties need to mediate the solution to that problem or to that dispute. So mediation is becoming the go-to method of dealing with conflict and disputes in South Africa. It is opening up the legal and justice system so that everybody has an equal opportunity at a fair rate to access justice for them and their interests. Mediation, I think, not only because I'm a mediator, but because I've seen many cases wherein it has made a big difference in people's lives. Mediation is really a good alternative to a very costly litigation process. If you are interested, you can contact me. I'll put my contact details in the description below. And we can have a chat and even make an appointment. I am available not only in person, but also via Zoom or any other form of social media that can be harnessed to discuss your case and to negotiate with the other party can be done. You don't have to come to Pietermaritzburg, and I don't have to go to where you are for you to access my services. Anyone is welcome and anyone and everyone will be helped. Thank you for listening to What Mediation Is. I hope to hear from you soon and be able to help you with your dispute and the resolution thereof in a timelessly fashion. Thank you very much. Keep well. Take care. Goodbye.